exhausted. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is XCalibers, and here we are in our first premiere of Designer Spotlight, and we're here with JRandall. What's going on, man?
Hey, not too much. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good, doing good. So we are here to basically for the first time here, and highly anticipated build of yours. Probably I'd say about the most anticipated build you've ever done. Um, you've definitely probably been working on this longer than you've been working on just about anything. Um,
Yeah, just about 3 months now.
yeah, which is nuts because normally you'd have finished about 10 CVs by then. So I'm scared because I don't know what to expect with 3 months of JRandall working on one thing. So
Well, a bunch of crazy, put it that way.
yeah, yeah. So if you guys see in front of you here, this is the Kriel Overseer War Carrier. This is the capital vessel in the Kriel faction line that basically JRandall's been working on an entire fleet of Kriel vehicles here. He's released what has it been about four? No, sorry, five others before this. Four.
Four currently.
Four, yeah.
More to come though.
So we're gonna try to do this out of God mode as much as possible here. We're just gonna kind of walk over and we're just gonna quickly look at the other ones that have already been on the workshop. You guys are all probably familiar with them. And as I'm walking here, you can go ahead and introduce these if you want, Sharon.
All right. Well, the looks like the one you're heading to is the first one. This was my prototype trying to figure out this style, and that was the Kriel Gast. Um, Basically a lot of experimentation on it, trying to figure out textures and colors and what I wanted it to look like. And then I based the other designs upon that one.
Yes. So then we went over to the HV here, right? HV was the next one.
Yep. Yeah, this guy, the Kriel Apopos. These are all like ghost names or demon names. A lot of Google searching to come up with them, but that's what that is. It's more of a I don't know, standard tank, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta say too, you definitely up the performance on these. The SV and the HV, they handle a lot better than your military line. Even you've got a lot more agility and performance into these. So very
Well,
nice.
I didn't actually build any tanks since they came out with those new like HV thrusters, and this one
Yeah,
has them on it, so that made a difference.
big time. And you have your
Kriel
utility.
Tango.
Yeah.
Yep. Little minor over here, and oh geez, and this other one over here. Well, I'll wait on that a minute. But the other one over here is actually made by Typhoon, and it is the Kriel Pong. Oh shoot! Did I get the name? Pongko.
Bongo,
Oh no! Oh no! I should have got that name ready.
yeah. Is it? Well, we could just look at it here. It's the Pokong, real Pokong.
Pokong. Yes. Yep. And this was I had a video, and I basically listed the dimensions of a particular bay in the ship, and then Typhoon went through and built a HV to work with that. So that's very cool. And then of course styled it just like the Kriel and named it like the Kriel and everything else. So very cool. Yeah, you can get a little more light on it. It is awfully dark right now. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so obviously, this is an upward docking situation. So I really like the profile of it. Of course, it has to be flat in order for it to properly dock and everything. Really cool look here. You did a really good job.
Yeah, it is. It is. He did well. I mean, kind of figured out the style and grabbed the color palette and just went to town. Very cool.
Really cool color scheme for all of this. It's just, yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a blend of using multiple shades of like dark purples and things like that, and with some grays in it. It's weird. So this one I do believe is going to be released tomorrow as well, and I'll have a link on it on the capital ship post, which is also going to be released tomorrow.
You guys heard it. Very nice. So yeah, so these are all part of the Kriel line, and then of course we have the Overseer War Carrier, which we will take a slow sweep over here.
Oh yeah, this giant. This is a size class 19 ship, so far bigger than anything I've built before. I've always kept it off at size class 10.
Yeah, no, I mean, you really, it's cool. You really opened up and kind of went all out, left your inhibitions and your anxiety at the door. I think. I mean, I'm sure you experience anxiety, but in a different way. I mean, you really kind of, you really went against the grain of your own style in these builds, and man, this thing looks like some extremely angry, like I don't know, like sea lobster thing or something. It just looks nuts, dude. It looks, yeah, the back of that looks so cool. It just, it's alien. It's for real alien.
That was the goal. I wanted it to look as different as I could from my other stuff. I mean, there are some little characteristics that I followed, but I really tried to like not do the same thing on these ships as what I would on the human stuff.
Yeah, just yeah. I mean, you know, you went sharp where you normally wouldn't. It's cool. I mean, you know, you're already known for doing I guess you would say like animal spirit kind of builds, you know, where I mean you can kind of see an animal in a lot of the builds you do. And
Oh, yep.
this is definitely just a different thing, but still kind of true to that same talent, right? But just in a different way. So
Yeah, I mean, actually, if you look at some of my earliest ships, like the Cerberus PSV and then the NG one, this has some characteristics of that, just a little bit, kind of on the front a little bit and things like that. But rather than legs, it's got other things.
Andy, thanks for that resub, man. 7 months. Very nice. I'm gonna go under here because you can never neglect looking at the underneath of any of JRandall's builds here.
Oh, the underside of the ships, I think, is when I go around and I take all these screenshots for these posts and stuff, sometimes the coolest shots are from the underside. So I really try to make there to be a lot to look at there because it's cool seeing them flying above. I don't know.
No,
It just makes
notoriously too, like spaceships and sci-fi stuff. I mean, that's where all the kind of little like engineering bits and just a lot of the busyness of the ship is. So it's actually always really interesting to kind of see that underneath of a lot of these ships because you know a lot of times, yeah, I mean you see all the cool little piping and the little you know just the little busy stuff that's it's in a lot of these. Look at that. Ooh. Okay, all right. Little.
got some bay doors over there.
Yeah, I like that.
There's a lot of guns on this thing too. In fact, maxed out on everything you can put on it in game rules. So it's got it all.
Yeah, so Doom's saying he already knows this shit by heart, and I'll say that I have not watched any of the videos of this because I like to see it. I like to see it completed. Especially
Right.
this line. I was super excited about this whole line and stuff, and you know, I didn't watch the inner buildings of this because I want to see it first. I want to see how it looks, and then I can go back and you know how was it built, kind of thing, right? For me, it's kind of like you know, for me, I don't know. It's like watching the making of a movie before watching the movie, kind of situation.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. No, that's totally cool.
So I'll go back after and be like, all right, how did he come up with this?
Well, a lot of trial and error, put it that way.
Yeah, I bet it is. And just like I'm gonna look for it, but I doubt there's a corner on the ship where you neglected and been like, man, I'm sick of this already. All right, it's done.
No, I try to like go through and go through things again and again and again and just keep on trying to tweak it until it looks good, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but have fun exploring the ship. I'm not going to tell you where to go either. You just wander around.
Wireless connector there.
I got a couple things on technical specs there. It does have 5 Wi-Fis on it. So there's one in the central area of the ship, one in the back where you just seen, 2 in the wings and 1 at the front. So hopefully it has coverage throughout.
Nice. I really love those cargo boxes. Oh, I like that. Look at that. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Those little archways. Yeah, that's cool.
definitely like a lot of those new blocks.
Oh yeah, jeez. Those curvy blocks are probably the best thing to have in Alpha 10. Those little like flat curve blocks. Ah,
Yep.
those they just change the way transition works. Like it's insane how well that works now.
Mm-hmm.
Before it just looked unnatural and cut off.
So this area is the drop bay, I guess. It's built for ceiling mount HVs or I guess SVs. And there's a particular little mechanism on it, so you can kind of
Ooh.
park them and then hit a lever up front there, and then so the doors respond to a sensor, and then you can drop out of the ship. And it was designed to drop out when the ship was flying in the air. However, you can do it if you're on perfectly flat ground, but it's a little. It doesn't have a lot of ground clearance here, though.
Let's try it out with the one that was designed for it here.
So, and on the displays up front, there's actually at the front of the dock, there's 3 LCDs, and one will tell you once you're in range, at least to like pull forward. One indicates, like it is now, saying that the dock is ready to be docked at. It's actually lying because this door is opened up and they shouldn't have. So then just oh shoot it. You know what? The switch up there is lying. I had that problem before when I saved it. It's like I have to reset the dock lock switches. Otherwise, it seems to want to automatically open that door up.
All right, I'll go back in. You can tell me what to do here.
All right, so yeah, just park in front of the bay somewhere and get out and walk up to the front part of that bay where those LCDs are. To the right of it, you see a switch. Flip that up and then back down again. And that should lock the doors so they don't open up. For some reason, it doesn't seem to like to save that way, though.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, it says stop.
As it's telling you to pull forward, just keep pulling forward. Actually, it tells you to stop, yeah. And then you just got to pull up from there. And then you should be able to get out, and this vehicle should be all set up with a ramp so you can
Oh, yeah,
walk out.
yeah.
They can go out the the center.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, there's like a center, so there's a door on each side, and yeah,
That's
pretty
sharp.
much got the idea. And then when you're gonna leave, what you do is you hit that switch again, which unlocks the doors, so they'll respond to the sensor, and then you can drop out. And once you clear the sensor zone, the doors will close behind you again.
Got it. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but most of this was kind of always made for more of a first-person view. I'm kind of a first-person nut, so
Oh no, no
that's
doubt. My fault. Yeah. No, that's cool. That is, yeah. We'll put it back in again here. So, I guess when you leave, so what do? You have to flip that switch again, or it's in order to dock, I gotta go and flip it, right?
Right, and otherwise the doors will open up when you're trying to dock it on the ceiling, and then you'll fall through the bottom.
Right.
Haven't found any better solution for this, honestly. We did a lot of different things were tested and whatnot, and
Well, you could do an
this,
XOR. You could do an XOR circuit and then just add the levers, and then make it. You know, the same way I do the toggle access, and then I also have the motion. The toggle basically overrides it, so you could set the toggle to basically deactivate the lever just temporarily while you pull in, and then you can flip that off, and then you can go and flip this down to shut it off.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that is cool. Just you know, just the ingenuity of thinking of stuff like this is a lot of fun. I mean,
No, it is.
just you know, just the whole RP of, like, you know, move forward, stop. You know, that's so cool.
Yeah, cool. No, it actually works. Took a lot of modification from the original Bay. I had to change things and tweak things and test things, and Typhoon helped a lot with that. He actually sent me some videos of him testing and different sensors, and he actually kind of gave me heads up on the idea of doing this lock idea, which seems to work out the best on what we tried so far.
No, yeah, it does definitely. Very nice.
Uh,
Yeah. So I mean, just you got little fridges here and everything, little deco. You know what I noticed too from this line of vessels is, man, lighting is everything.
oh, it is. It
Lighting
is.
is the most overlooked thing I do in building. When I put lights on, I throw that thing up there. I turn it on the gray. I do like medium intensity, medium range. I set it to a signal, and I'm done. I'm over it. I'm like, all right, that was boring. But yeah, no, like lighting is a thing, and it really changes the way textures look.
It does.
If you look at the complexity of this here, I mean, you know, if you were to turn the lights off and just turn the sun on and everything, it would look totally different. But the way that this looks with the boxes and how just freaking good these boxes look, and those textures with the vents and the lighting with this this cool new wall block behind the light, you know, in front of the light block and all that. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much right there going on, so that's really cool.
Oh, I like that bloom effect too that the high intensity lights will make, kind of like a little aura around the lights. It's
Yeah.
part of it too.
Yeah, that is sweet. And then you got little curvy bits here and everything. Like, yeah, just a lot going on right there, just in that little bay.
That was actually the first part that was done on the interior is this bay.
All right, so we go. Let's see. So we started over here. Yeah, okay. So we came over here. So there's this middle little HV bay here, and then up here it looks like these are for SVs, if I'm not mistaken, or just anything.
Anything.
Bigger HVs, whatever.
Anything. Yep.
Storage bay, 320K.
Yeah, it's got 6 320K storage bays in it. 4 of them are in this area, this is more of a typical style crafting area that I would do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got it. Then you got your like directory sign on to get from different floors and things like that. And
Oh, look at that.
then
I like the curves there on the stairs. That's cool. Isn't that cool how these big fridges have that lighting on the ends? That's really cool. I just
yeah,
wish
it
they
is.
get
It
rid
is
of
kind
this
of cool.
stupid label. Why do they have that stupid warning label on them? That kills me.
More detail, I guess. I don't know. That was one problem I have with all this stuff is like all the equipment and everything it looks human, and of course, ultimately, I'd like it to look not human, but
Right.
there's nothing I can do about that one.
Was this always there? Open, close. They must have. Did they add that to the fridge? There's a little temperature sensor on the fridge now.
Huh?
I don't remember
Maybe.
that.
I don't either.
Yeah, I didn't know that. War Bay B. Yeah, so again, just very functional, very nice. Everything's right here. You can kind of get to everything manually if you want. Now I come down into here. Oh, okay. So this is like pedestrian access.
Yep. This is like your front bay door. Hopping into the ship.
Yeah, it's got a nice little sentry turret up there. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but these sentry turrets, they don't mess around, man. Those sentry turrets will do like a full 360 and shoot behind itself. So that'll totally kill anything like right underneath it. Like no problem. No problem at all. That's killing it. So that's cool. Yeah, so this is another thing I've been struggling with is these ramps. But this is a good use for it definitely. But I'm not sold on the HVs going up them thing.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't make this for HV. This is just kind of like a front door access so you can walk in the ship. But yeah, not really set up for parking a vehicle there at all.
But even clearance just to get up with any kind of HV is like it's ridiculous what you have to do to make that even work. You gotta sacrifice
Yeah.
the hole underneath of your ship. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is weird. You got to have that especially with a ramp that size too. You got to have the 2 block depth on it, which is it's tricky.
All right, so let me backtrack a little bit. Let's go back out into the hangar. Make sure I didn't miss anything before we go any further here.
No, you pretty much hit the hangar area. I think
We got
it's
the hangar. Okay.
well at least the lower deck of the hangar.
Yeah. So we got the nice big side access here for like a quick in and out as well for HV. So there's multiple access here. It's a freaking huge hangar, man. Like, oh no, you know what? We didn't hit the mezzanine here. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, just hit the elevators.
Oh, okay. We'll hit the elevators. Cool.
I know it's a little confusing getting around the ship if you don't know it. It's a little bit more of a complicated layout versus my other ones, but it was big and I try to keep all the game functional stuff in a tight area though.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay, so this is a nice SV docking here for. Is that maybe
Yep.
the bridge up there? So maybe like quick reaction access there for the captain or something.
It's actually not the bridge there yet
Oh,
either.
is
But
it not? Okay. We'll get it. Yeah, see, like literally, I have not looked at this before. So, all right, medical ward bridge, temple crew, and overseer quarters, farm bridge, upper hangar, fuel reserve, engineering B. Yeah, look at that. That's a pleasing elevator shaft there. Holy crap. Big freaking garden.
oh yeah, must have good farm space. So 135 grow plots and kind of like 3 lanes with switches at the back. And then, of course, you got some fridges and cooking stations on either side, too.
Looks like you missed a lane here. Extra plots. I like it.
Oh well, it's the lanes kind of start from the back to the front, basically. So.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then yeah, off the front of it, it's all glass too. So when you get close, it actually lights up the hangar. And then you can kind of check that out too. Just trying to get the views there.
Come on, right here.
No, the front face towards those two LCDs. Is that
Oh,
is
okay,
that
okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I see. Cool. Nice. Wow, so that was on purpose, the whole lighting up of the hangar so you can see it? That's cool.
Yeah. I tweaked the sensors around so it would illuminate the space when you're kind of close, so you can view it, through the windows and whatnot.
They're clowning me in chat. Yeah, just, the ceilings and everything. Very complex. Yet very different style-wise. Like, you definitely did different things here.
That was a lot of experimentation with the blocks and stuff, and trying to find like little slivers so I could add those texture lights and things on. But yeah, I kind of got it figured out.
Nice. Food processors on both sides. 3 fridges on both sides. You do like medical and okay. This is another elevator, right? They're the same. Or?
No.
Is the same elevator?
Walk straight through on the elevator. Nope.
Oh, I see.
Back
Okay,
up.
got it.
And yeah, other way, and walk straight through.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we looking at here?
Oh, space.
Space, nice. Okay.
I don't know.
No, that's
The,
cool.
the,
Yeah, just add more
the,
boxes
the,
or something. Cargo.
Yeah, it's got extra room in it. It's almost designed. If you look at the structure to your left, it's almost designed as in there's like a building inside the ship.
Mm.
It's kind of a weird approach to it, but I had so much interior space to work with once the hull was done that I I did not want to build all these tiny little rooms and everything all over the place. It would have been
Right.
size class 30, and I didn't know what to put in the rooms in the first place. So I've got these bigger open areas throughout the ship.
No, it's cool. I mean, it just gives it a more, I don't know, I guess industrial feel. Like you could totally just put those pallet cargo boxes there if you needed extra room for some reason, or if you were doing some kind of a merchant mission and you needed to just keep somebody's stuff separate and secure. I mean, that's
Yep.
really cool. You can do some really cool RP with it. All right, so should we? I assume this is the bridge. Should we go back the other way first?
Coming up to the bridge right now.
Okay.
Nope. Other way. Yeah, so this is the bridge.
Nice. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like these little. Whoops. I like these little pillars here that they added for the walls.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, I used to do some cool stuff with that. And yeah, I didn't realize until the other day that like they added a lot of like curved flat walls too. Like this whole, I didn't realize they did that until I saw it. I was like, oh man, they added like a lot of cool curves.
Yep. No, I like those little other blocks like that. Definitely come in handy. But it's kind of interesting too if you back up from where you are and kind of face towards the pilot seat. Like if you get way at the tip of the glass over there.
Yeah.
And then turn around and then take a look the other way and kind of look. It's now you can kind of see the inner structure within the outer hull. And that was
Oh,
kind
okay,
of
I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Like it's almost like this big extra armor layer within this like fuselage. That's cool.
Yeah, it was an interesting idea, but yeah.
So I mean, building this, and again, forgive me, I know you actually have this on your YouTube of you building this entire thing, which you guys should totally go check out if you haven't subbed there. Sub to JRandall's channel. Somebody throw it in chat for me. Um, but was this methodical? Was this something you were like, you know what, I'm gonna do like an inner vessel, and then I'm gonna surround it by this kind of alien tech, and then as far as the armor or whatever, or was this something you just kind of fell into?
It's something I kind of fell into. When you're doing the inside of a ship, it's all blocky and everything. After you get like the body done, and I don't know. It was I started angling off all the walls and adding like different angle blocks and things throughout the hall, and I wanted to leave that visible. And if I kind of roomed it all off like I would normally do, then it lost that. So I just kind of like left it open, and this is how it came out. It was very experimental. I've never built anything like that before. Um,
Yeah, because I mean, even when I'm thinking of like, maybe building a CV or something, like to picture this in my head of what you've done here is literally impossible. I don't think I would even know where to start if I was trying to emulate something like this. Um, yeah, I don't know what I would do. I think I would maybe build a ship and then try to build a bigger ship around the ship. You know what I mean? But then I
yep.
don't think that would work very well. I think it would look weird. So yeah, I mean, so again, like, did you build the outer hole first and then you went
Yep.
internally? Okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
yeah, pretty much got like the exterior all mostly done, and then I started on the interior. And then I did do a video on initially trying to plot out the interior, but my first way of doing it, I didn't like it, so I ended up doing this instead.
Gotcha. No, and again, I mean, this is a big ship. It's not a small ship at all. So I mean, you really did a good job of giving it, a bigger feel, I guess you could say. But then at the same time, it doesn't feel like there's too much space. It feels like all the space is accounted for, be it engineering, be it segregated, corners and vegetables like this, and then the way you got stairs going down to lower areas, and it feels like a ship. It doesn't feel like you were just trying to get rid of space. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean
Oh,
that's just a
cool.
testament to it. Yeah, it really, like, yeah, this is nuts. I mean, if I compare this to like the Perseus, say, like the inside of the Perseus, when I think of the Perseus, I think of the hangar. I think of the really big hangar, and then I think of the stairs going upwards into these different rooms. But I can see all the rooms in my head pretty easily. Like, of course,
Hmm.
there's detail, but what I'm saying is just, it's all mapped out in my head. I get it. This feels a lot more original, I guess you could say. It's the same way like when I talk about like one of Bullet Magnet's builds or something. It feels like a ship that you would know. It's like a sci-fi ship, and you go like, nothing's the same. It doesn't look the same everywhere you go. It's a very original looking. It's got a lot more character, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I was that was the goal I was trying to shoot for. I mean, just something that looks totally different than, I don't know, anything I've done at least.
And that's got to be a lot of pressure, I would say, probably for you, because you enjoy building. I don't think if you didn't enjoy it, I don't think you'd be doing this, right? So you
Oh,
definitely
right.
enjoy
No,
building,
I definitely enjoy building.
but you know what I mean. It's like, you crank out a lot of CVs, and you could look at your last 6 to 8 CVs, and you're pretty much going to get your bang for the buck on any of them. It's just more of a preference of maybe looks, but they're all really going to serve pretty much every purpose that you needed to serve in Imperium. So what do you do as a designer to kind of challenge yourself? You build something just completely different and a completely different style, and so that's awesome. It's just awesome that you were able to re-inspire yourself to continue building big things like this, but build it in a way that kind of defies your older stuff.
Yeah, no, no, it's fun, and I like to try new things. Actually, a while back, me and Crazy Z, we kind of built each other's style ships,
Yeah.
and I had that MLV Intrepid, and that was probably the most fun build I had in a long time. Simply because I was like not doing the same thing I normally would do. It was just like, yeah, well, I'm going to go with red carpet and white on the outside, and this is kind of that way too. It's like it's different. It's a switch up, a change from the norm, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. So I mean, you did spend 3 months building this, but at the same time, you cranked out like what, 8 other builds, or was it 4, 5,
Well,
6? Like you have
it's
been
it,
working on other
it's
stuff, so
it's been about one a week. So yeah, the other stuff has been a lot smaller though. I mean, like a couple of the miners, they didn't take that long and stuff like that. But some of the other stuff did. That Kriel base as well. That took a while to build.
yeah. No, but I mean, it's just it's similar to me and my inspiration. It's like I'll try to build something big, and it's like you can't just stick with one build. Sometimes you really have to kind of deviate some days, and just kind of continue building, but maybe you're not building the same thing, and then you kind of
Hmm.
come back to it. So yeah, I find that's a thing that a lot of people do, and that's probably the best way to do it. If you just try to finish one thing, it's not going to be the way you want it. It's absolutely not going to
Oh,
come out the
right,
way you like it.
right.
You gotta give it time. You gotta be interested in doing it.
Yep.
All right, so this is like fuel reserve
That
over here.
Yeah, this was kind of like a dead space in the ship. So yeah, no need to go back to that door over there. That just takes you back to the same elevator. But no, I mean, yeah, turn around, and go the other way, and then you get to see some other parts. This was fuel storage room over here, though. It was just something popped in there. But if you go straight forward where you're at, nope, turn it. It
Remember,
says
there's a
straight
delay,
forward.
so I might be like on the bridge again or something. I don't know. So I'm back where the
Oh,
gravity
gotcha.
generator is.
Yeah, so turn around from where you are now.
Go back down the stairs where the fuel is.
Nope. Turn around
Oh,
and
okay.
face the wall. There's another stairway. Here. Nope. 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 Other way. Go straight.
All right, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna stand still for 30 seconds. Good.
Okay. From where you are now, turn right and take a look at the wall. There's a stairway that goes down into the
Oh, thank you.
engineering
Okay,
area.
okay, I got you, got you. Nice, nice. Got it. Okay, warp drive, yeah. Oh wow.
So one side of the ship has the warp core, the other side has the shield, and
Oh,
in this
hold on. I
area.
gotta oogle over this. Good use of glass. Look at that. So you put the little yeah. The glass has got that one little point, and then you put a block around that, and it just looks like this. Oh, that's cool. It looks like this exhaust port in this like glass. That is nuts. See, it's shit like that. Like, we could talk about this for an hour. Like that. That's awesome.
I
Oh,
wanted to keep those thrusters kind of a little bit visible because they're detailed parts. They got a lot of design work on the thrusters themselves. So trying to keep those exposed, but protected because I also everything on the ship has at least a layer of protection around the each thruster. And also another thing on the ship too. It is combat steel. It has a standard of a 2-layer thickness, so it's a lot like the Nemesis.
yeah. Well, see, I don't know. It's things like this. Like when you do detail work on these little engineering bits, like I'm always gonna think Star Wars. I'm always gonna think the first time Luke fought Vader, and went through the little shafts and everything with the little lighting, and then Leia went and picked him up on the Falcon. It's just little things like that, right? Just like it just reminds you of that, and it's all these little textures and piping things and
Oh yeah, it's just it's a lot. Try to put in a lot to look at, and every area, everywhere you turn, if there's like a boring flat wall, I'll try to find something to put there to make it not so boring.
yeah, like even that subtle little like archway with the thing there against the warp drive that makes it look like the warp drive's cooler than it is. Yeah. And really overall, this is kind of a good lesson overall too, is that you know, a lot of times, especially when I'm building, right? Like I'll put all the function engineering, and then I'll kind of like make rooms around it. But really, the equipment and stuff can really be part of the interior, and it actually looks cooler when it is. It just, you know, when you're walking through bits and you're like walking over an oxygen tank, or you're walking by this and that. I mean, it feels like engineering. It's like, okay, you know, I'm going through these bits, and you know, it's a more complex block than you can ever texture a regular block to
Right.
look, right? So yeah, it's really cool. That's
Yeah,
something I gotta learn.
with the first Kriel ship, the Gast, I kind of was playing with that, having exposed like RCSs, and even at the back of the ship there was a shield that you could see from the outside, and it just looked cool. So that's why
Mhm.
it's there. I won't say it's the safest thing in the world, but
Got the offline protection here. Okay, another wireless. So this is like the port side wireless, I
yep.
think. Might be turn around. Yeah. Yeah, and again, look, just like the generators over here, and the I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at there. That's just some interesting complex thing. What is this?
Bunch of stuff. Actually, so that is a back of
Thruster,
one of
yeah.
the thrusters.
Yeah, that's cool. Just with the lighting and stuff. I'm totally neglecting chat here. I hope nobody's screaming at me. Hold on. Oh, it's just Nevin and Doom and Annie arguing about stuff. Okay, that's cool. Carry on. Alright, so then we would go back up to
Yeah, if you start setting or heading towards the center of the ship again, so yeah, up the stairs and back into the elevator. Yeah, probably go up from here again.
alright, so go up. Alright. Back in I'm by the garden here. So is there a redundancy of that on the other side?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very similar, except there's a shield in place instead of the warp core.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah. Yeah, just yeah. Alright. Okay, so now I'm back up um at the bridge here.
Okay, okay. So now go back in that door towards the farm.
Give me 1 second here. 1 second. I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright, so we are on the bridge.
Okay, so get to one of the two elevators. There's one on either side of the bridge down the hallway. Oh, too far.
Oh, the door here. Yeah. Okay. Then we're going
Oh
up.
yeah. Yep. Go up to, I guess, to the top floor now.
Oh, neat. Thanks for that follow there, Wild. Appreciate that. All right, so medical. Nice.
Yeah, this floor has crew quarters, captain's quarters, medical, and a secure bridge, and a temple.
And a temple, damn. Yeah, just these charcoal kind of purplish. Yeah, it just looks really Oh, look at that. Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, the aliens got bathrooms and showers and some regular chairs. I tried to find other things to put in, but nothing really worked out. Except they all sleep in little cryo chambers instead of beds. So
Nice.
like right back there, yeah. So you got a couple crew rooms. They're
I love
pretty
how you
fun
don't have
too.
toilets. you hate the toilets. Aliens don't
Oh,
use toilets.
is that a second shower on the other side?
It's like the different shower. Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
No, no.
That was
I thought you did. This looks cool though. Yeah, you don't know. Maybe they need this shower here to relieve themselves. You know. Maybe it's like a different process for them.
I think it's just a screw up on my part.
Oh,
I
I
for
thought it
some
was
reason.
you couldn't put a door there, so you did the shower instead.
Oh, no, I could actually put a door there, but I did this wall thing instead. You know, I got this running thing with not having like doors over showers and stuff, so I've been kind of
Mm,
going with that.
yeah.
Um,
I like the cubicle room kind of aspect of this too, because you look up and you see like the larger part of the ship there, like above. Like, yeah, that's cool. You don't feel so claustrophobic. You kind of it's like a little bit more of an open floor plan. You know what I mean?
yep. And that was kind of the point. I didn't want to like block the ceiling off. There's a bunch of stuff going on in the ceiling. I kind of wanted to keep it pretty much all visible. So if you go straight forward where those crew rooms were, oh well,
Oh, okay.
or go
Sorry. Go ahead. Go. So you mean
or
over crew rooms 1, 2? Okay, I see.
okay, yeah. If you go to the center door, then you got your overseer's quarters. Now this would be like the captain's room. It's better, bigger.
Got a little wet bar here. I guess not a wet bar. It's a dry bar. It's just a bar, guys.
Gotta have it.
A little overlook of
And
the bridge. Nice.
well, it's more than an overlook. Actually, watch it. You might
Oh, okay,
fall down.
okay.
There's a door there that will get you right to the bridge.
Oh shit. You're not messing around. You're like, hey, it's time for work, man. Make it happen. Let's go. Get on that bridge.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a nice
that's
little
cool.
shortcut.
Oh, that's cool for real. I like that. A little lighting overheads here. What do we got here? Oh, there's a toilet.
Oh yeah, gotta have it. Yeah, actual toilet this time.
Nice. Sci-fi fisherman's pole. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the temple here. I'm gonna look at the temple first.
Well, actually, right in front of you, you got the war bridge. You might as well check
Do
that
that?
out, I guess, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, don't you wish they gave us with these new doors like a 1 block like split door? Like, why do you have to do the even 4 block one? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Oh,
weird that the
right.
door's on one side of it. Like, why not give us the double door single one?
That would be kind of cool. I think it's because it's supposed to like tuck into the side, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that looks cool. The core looks really cool. Oh, yeah, there's a little alien block action in here.
Yeah, there are some alien blocks in it.
Is that
Was it xenoblocks, I should say?
Oh, can you put this on the workshop with Xenoblocks? I'm not sure.
Yes, you can now. I checked
Oh,
this
you
out.
can. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
So in here you got controls for all kinds of things in the ship. Like I said, I got 6 little switches on the walls. A bunch of them are on the front there, and then of course those LCDs up there will show you what's on and what's not on.
Nice. Sentry defense, exterior lights, performance mode. Saves. Yeah, we're not saving fuel. Oh wait, performance mode off saves fuel. Oh, we want that on. Yeah. All right, thruster RCS off saves fuel. Nice. Yeah, that's cool, man. Especially with the Xenoblocks. All lit up like that. It looks crazy.
Yeah, there's a couple textures in there that kind of are interesting, so I wanted to use a couple here and there. I was scared to death too, though. I mean, I was like, oh, is this gonna break it? Is this gonna break it? And finally, I got over my fear, and no, that it's allowed in the game to use Xenoblocks now.
And that's actually really cool too, because you can actually get that in a survival game, right? You can hit one of the abandoned POIs, and so I mean, you can actually earn this vessel attacking the alien POIs. It could be kind of a that's pretty cool. That's rewarding, right? If you do it straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, let's hit the temple here.
No, actually, yeah, there's a crew room right before you get to the temple too, in that little hallway. You can...
Yeah, I'm just looking at the piping here. You got me on the piping on the sides there. Yeah, look at that. Little blinkies and stuff, little glowy blinkies. Oh, I like that ribbed. Yeah, that looks good.
Can't exactly tell you what this is.
Yeah, it could be anything, man. It could literally be like this could be like a way that you connect to the mainframe of the alien's brain or something. I don't know. It could be freaking whatever. It's whatever, man.
I was kind of thinking lure wise, I guess, that this race would be kind of they would operate off a hive mind, and this particular ship, that thing there would say connect to the hive mind, even if it's across the galaxy.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the idea of it.
Just more of the ceiling and the roundy bits and the yeah. More Xeno stuff. Yeah, just it just opens. I don't know how to explain it, man. Like it's so open, yet there's a lot of different rooms and stuff, but you're attached to more than one room at all times. Be it these glass, looking through them, or like I said, the open cubicle kind of style room, stuff like that. I mean, you just yeah. Your side here.
Yeah, it's just kind of a big open area. Again, a bunch of space. I didn't
Whoa.
exactly know what to do with it, but
There's 1,500 volume in a cryo chamber. That's a decent amount of storage. Like, that's cool.
huh?
You could literally I mean, as a like your own crew quarters, like you could keep all your stuff in there. Extra guns, whatever. That's cool.
I didn't even realize about the cryo chambers.
There it comes.
But that was pretty much the interior of the ship, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
So you've got 4 crew rooms, and I think you just looked at the one, or the back 2, and then the I think you pretty much hit all the areas of the ship.
Let's look here. So, a lot of fridges.
It's got a lot. It's got a lot of everything.
Yeah. All right, so let's look at what we're gonna do is we're not gonna go out here, and we're gonna turn the lights on a little bit more here, and we're gonna look at the exterior.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I just seen a comment there. Not named cargo. I guess I really want to do that. I haven't figured out how to name the cargo though.
To name the cargo, it's got to be in
Yeah.
a folder. So if it's ungrouped, you can't name it. So otherwise, you would just go to here, and then it's right here, name.
Oh, so you dump the cargo in a group and then you give it a name. Okay.
What I
Okay.
yeah, what I notice you do too, because there's some builds where you haven't even grouped everything. You probably auto group now, but when you place it, yeah, you got to auto group it, and then from there you're able to put labels on it.
Okay.
It's not a perfect system. It would be nice if, and even sometimes, like if I'm to name this, like if I name that test, right, that doesn't mean that that's the first one here, which is weird. Like it ends up like, why did it go down there? You know, it's like I wish there was a more uniform way to make this easier,
Oh,
because it's
right.
super annoying when you're actually playing and you know you have to find cargo sometimes. It's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
There's
yeah,
never.
so what I'm noticing here is now that we've kind of taken the kind of the illusion of the glowing light and the whole effect. I mean, and we put some light on this thing. It looks even better. There's like even more detail and shit going on here. Like this is insane, dude. Like, yeah,
there,
no, this
there's a lot of breakups and weird things. The whole body is kind of like a weird flowing thing.
no, this back, dude. This tail, if you like a tail, this looks so insane, and it's really the light. It's the
Yeah, that
light.
was well, before I made this, I was messing around trying to make a sphere out of blocks, and I think I did a little bit of a video on that. And I kind of learned how to do the angles differently to build something like the back of this from that. So, and I had to do something back there, and I don't know, ended up with this.
Okay. NMK said it's alphabetical, and the ones that you have hooked up to the devices are displayed. Continue, you do most. So yeah, so going back to this, right? Like what I'm saying and how it looks insane is that this and I'll put this right back, don't worry. But like if I was to do like this, right? And then let's just like give it the same color as, not the same color. Right? Yeah, that one. So if we were to just do that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, see, look how, I mean, just look at the difference in depth. Because this game does weird things with lighting, right? Where that's just a
It does.
normal, it's just a normal block. It's not that it's actually going back in to kind of give it like a, you know, but with this, with the lighting and stuff, it looks like that's not a flat, the light up side is, it doesn't look flat from here, especially the black in contrast to the lighting. So this little part here doesn't, it, that looks like an absence of space. It doesn't look like that it's a block. You know what I mean?
The audio cut out that whole time. I didn't hear what
Oh,
you said.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, what I was saying is like it the black that's next to the purple lighting, it doesn't actually look like there's a block there. It looks like an absence of space.
Yeah, well, I was kind of trying to do that. I didn't know what to put there. I mean, I'm sure most know that all these angled surfaces are really a pain in the butt to try to texture because textures never line up on them and stuff like that. But I was just
But that's what
trying to
I mean.
find.
Like that sold it is what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, you made that look like there's nothing there, instead of having, you know, because there's no flat block that could make that happen actually. So the, you know, that's what I just meant to say, that this is a lesson to texturing and painting and how important it is.
I lost audio with you again. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Oh, I can hear you fine. You can't hear me?
Okay. Yeah, you dropped out for about 10 seconds there.
Oh, okay, okay, sorry. No, I was just saying it's a testament to how important texturing and painting is. You can hear me?
No.
Is it me or you? Am I cutting out in Discord or?
It sounds like it. I
Oh.
checked my headset. You were not cutting out?
He's not cutting out.
Okay, maybe it's on my end. I don't know why though. Weird.
But yeah. So I was just saying, good point of texturing and painting basically.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, those little ridges too. It's I don't know if you can see it that well, but there's actually different shades of purple there. I know with the light though, it reflects off them different. But
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So like
kind of like
this
a
is the color
gray.
palette. I see their color palette here, and yeah, you've got about 0, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably 14 or 15, 17 different colors you're using here, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. Now I don't like the way triangles do the lighting in this, because if you look on this side,
No.
you could see that you painted these all the same color. But if you come over here, you can see, yeah, like right here, you could see the triangles for some reason. Like, and that's not
Yeah.
even the shape. That's what's so weird about some of these shapes and the lighting, and what really drives me crazy. Yeah, see that? It looks weird. It's look like there's triangles within it when.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's the UVing on the blocks that they make. They're some of them aren't bright, really.
Yeah, look at that nice antenna work on the little thresher modules over here. Yeah, just
Yeah,
a lot of detail, man. Just crazy amount of detail. Texture. Flare ups here, nice.
anywhere you look, there should be something weird. I mean, it started out plainer, but I kept on looking at areas, and I'm like, this area needs a little bit more. So I try to figure out something. In some areas, I redid multiple times because I didn't like what was there prior.
Yeah. So these are the drills in the front, right?
Yeah, way up front. Hank.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you got the pulse and it's over here.
I tried to set up the turrets to be like your ground type of turrets more along the front area, and then of course your space turrets along the back, more or less. But there's a lot of turret mount positions on this, and a lot of them on the bottom side too.
Yeah. Oh. My 5-year-old just slammed the door. Nice. Sorry.
Yeah, other things too, power systems and everything like that. With the high performance mode on, and the shield charging at the same time, it should get to 78% power usage, but that's as high as you can get it. So I think that part's good.
Yeah. All right, we got to load these things in here. Let's do it. Let's load the crew in.
The crew in.
You have a particular order that you like to load them in at?
Me, no. I just wherever it goes. Obviously, this Kriel gas, it fits really good on that elevated landing pad right next to the crafting area, and that would be the one I would use most of the time. You know, if I was using the ship, I would land right straight front there, and then you can shoot down into the crafting area, lickety split, and that was
So you're talking about
goal of it.
the elevated pad, or you mean
Yeah,
the? Okay.
yeah, the one right in front of you. No, that is a feature I was thinking about. I was the other week I was playing a little bit of No Man's Sky, and I haven't had much time to play any
Oh.
games. but played a little bit of that, and they have those landing pads on there. You know, when you land your ship, it like you land and it spins you around, so you're lined up again. And I'm thinking, man, you know, that would be really cool if this game had a way to build like a landing pad that would do that for you. You
Oh
know,
yeah, for sure. Just like a little thing that once you get into the range, it just
yeah,
automatically
yeah.
puts you down there. That would be really cool.
Kind of interesting, you know. You could maybe put in some like prefab size landing pads if you wanted to, and then and even point at it and say land, and then your ship will like come in nice and smoothly and look kind of realistic and land on it. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah. Because really, that is by far probably the most annoying thing in single player. I think is actually parking, because it doesn't feel immersive. It feels annoying, and you know you're doing the third person, first person thing. It's just it's not fun. And honestly, that's such a cool sci-fi thing to do, is to land and go in and out of a bigger area or something. It's a lot of fun, and it kind of takes away from that for sure.
Yeah. Just seeing some Doom Noodle. Yeah, I do have another Kriel SV. It's not done yet. I kind of abandoned it for now, but it's a little level 10 SV that will fit on those top landing pads. The Kriel Cast won't, but that I will have out at some time. I got to get the interior done on it, but then I've got a couple other projects I'm working on at the same time right now. I will finish it. So it's mostly done anyway. I could probably spend maybe another half hour with it and have it pretty much done.
That fits up there, nice. Yeah.
So actually, those bays up there, actually, my biggest HV I ever made, the Gigantes, it actually fits in those bays, barely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh wow.
but it actually fits.
Wow, I'm kind of surprised. I wouldn't have even thought I would.
Yeah, I thought I would, you know, see what could be put there. It was a tight fit though. I wouldn't recommend it.
Sorry, we gotta do at least one barrel roll in this stream, right? Not fulfilling our barrel roll quota here.
Yep, had to make a Kriel miner. I am honestly, I'm tired of making miners, so I don't really want to make another one.
Well, they really kind of changed the whole. I don't know yet. I'm still not sold on. I mean, miner drills are definitely more efficient than hand drilling, so I'm sold on that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just scary because they change things so much, and it just, you know, it's kind of frustrating when the rules just change all the time and you don't know. You know, like they made it so that the pentaxid tank fuel now bears the weight, right? It basically it counts as the weight of the ship. So
Yeah.
in my auger, I have it off center, and
Yeah, so
now the auger like tilts to the right side. So I got to go fix that. I haven't done that.
actually I got the same thing going on with that miner you just flew in there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it did count towards weight when I built it. I mean, I was trying to be careful and have the cargo extensions, you know, evenly dispersed amongst both sides of it this time. But
Right.
yeah, the pentaxid tank I wasn't even aware of.
So it sucks because I've got to like unsubscribe from things every month, so I don't have a lot of the.
I found a new way to do it. Basically, I subscribe to an awful lot of stuff on the workshop, and I basically it dumps them all in this folder that I can't see in the game. So what I do is I take the ones I want and I dump them into the actual game folder from there, and it's finally figured out a way to pull it off so I can not worry about how much things I subscribe to, and it's a pretty easy process to do.
Right. It's weird. I had a MX-18 version. I don't know what happened to it. Did I call it something else? I just wanted to see how it would fit in there. Because that's still probably your biggest SV, right? Is it?
Yeah, MX-18 is the biggest one. The MX-14 is actually pretty close in size, though. In fact, all three of them, the 14, 15, and 18, are all not that far off.
So this is the one we used in Craft World. It's got I got rid of the cockpit in the front because it was
Okay.
but same thing, essentially the same.
Yep. No, MX-18. Yeah, I haven't. It's been a while on that ship.
Yeah. Added some
MX-18
more doors.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Well, it was essentially PvP, but this is still like pre-Alpha 9 with all the cargo and stuff. But this definitely served us well.
Nice.
We had a lot of cargo at the time. Like this would like hold nothing, right? Oh, that's right. Let's go in the secure cockpit. The secure cockpit doesn't actually even work anymore because you can't get out of it.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, no, you get stuck in there.
Oh. Yeah, that happened with a bunch of them. Yeah, I do think you would have to use the rear hangar door for this ship due to its width, but yeah, it should fit in there just fine.
Yeah, look at that.
And actually, when I was kind of messing around with the ship, I had one of those little like motorcycle things. I got an old creation called the Might CX. And I actually had that parked at the front of the ship. And when I wanted to go to the back, I was jumping on it and flying in the SV so I could get to the other side of the ship. Thought it was a little quicker.
Nice. Yeah, it fits just fine, man. I mean, you could easily fit like 5 more of them.
It should have a bigger hangar than the Persis, but you know the Persis has the flight deck, which has a lot of space on it, and this ship doesn't have any flight deck, so it's all internal. But I try to make it hold a lot, you know, being a carrier. It started out I wanted it to be a mothership, but what I have in mind for a mothership, this isn't big enough, not even close. So I changed it to a this war carrier thing, which is basically like if you took the Persis and the Nemesis and put them into one ship.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, I don't actually planning on making anything bigger. This thing took so long. In fact, I kind of want to for a little bit go with some smaller things, but even some of the stuff I already got planned, one of them is going to be kind of big already. Not this big though.
All right, so we're gonna let that charge up here, and we're gonna do a little orbital visit here.
All right. So you got high performance mode on. Looks like it. Yep. Have you ever used those really big CV thrusters on one of your CVs?
Yeah, actually, the original Kydex had those on there. I think they were just released then. Yeah, they're more efficient. I mean, they're definitely more efficient than.
Yeah. Now I never used them in the past because I was like, man, they make so much power. I didn't need that much for the ships, you know. But this one, and for lift, especially with weights and volumes this day and time,
yeah,
you just need an incredible amount of lift thrust on these things.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, dude, that is nuts.
Yeah.
I bet you're glad you're on the other side of this. That's a lot of work, dude. Oh my god, like that's
it was a lot of work.
That is a lot. Jesus, you want to finish the Kydex for me? Yeah. It's I just can't. I can't do these big builds, man. It's too much.
It takes dedication, you know. It's
for sure. Like you gotta love doing this, for real, for real.
Well, it's even me. I mean, early on when I started building with this, I would have some ambitious ideas, and I would start on it. Then I would like, get, you know, a little bit into it. I'm like, oh, I'm tired of working on that and blah, blah, blah. Now I with something like this, I just got to look at like each little area as its own build and just like, okay, today I'm going to work on this room over here, and that's all I'm doing. And I just want to make this room look good. And then the next day I'll like do something else, and so on and so forth until it eventually gets done.
Yeah. I mean, my motivation's always like some new innovative like function or feature or something. Like when it's some what's it like the last episode I did where we did the SV to HV docking SV, like that thing was just falling together. Like it's so easy to build when you're inspired by something like that, but looks wise, it's hard for me to get inspired to build something, you know, on artistic look a lot of times. Like I get frustrated.
Well, you see, you know, if I ever had a challenge, I would do a different kind of challenge. I would have you like build like a something that doesn't work at all in the game, but just for looks. Like, hey, build a flower in 3D. You know, just something
Yeah.
crazy like that. It's kind of fun actually. I mean, of course, you know, it's I know you build around function, and that is your main goal on your builds.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, you know, my early stuff, I did the semi truck, I did the
yes, yep.
Winnipeg, I did stuff like that. So I don't mind doing that stuff. That stuff's fun, you know, because it is a challenge, and you know that's definitely going to be an upcoming designer's challenge is to do something like that.
Oh, cool.
So
Cool.
yeah, we'll get there. I was really hoping the next challenge was going to be build a SV dropship that you could dock an HV to, but yeah, they kind of ripped that from under us. So.
Oh yeah, I heard that they pulled that back for now.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it. Actually, I had a design. I wanted to have a HV that actually had SVs docked to the HV, but it doesn't sound like they were even looking to do that anyway.
Yeah, well, my thing is like we're looking at this here, right? Imagine if you had a micro CV that was purely like kind of like a salvage vessel that maybe had like a couple miners on it and something, and you could basically deploy that CV to CV docking, like deploy that planet side and leave this thing in orbit, and you know,
Oh, that
go
yeah.
do your planetary stuff. Still take advantage of the CV cargo and take advantage of all that, and you know, and then maybe have like a CV miner on here. You know, it would just be cool to have CVs that, you know, like 3-4 CVs that make up one giant functional CV. Like what was that functional CV you did with the multiple HV docking spots and stuff? You remember that one?
Oh, the top mount docks.
Yeah, you did that one and you released it at the same
Orthros.
time. Yeah, the Orthros, yeah.
Yep.
Something like that, but you know what I mean? Like just have like multiple CVs connecting to each other.
You know what's interesting about that ship though? When I was just messing around one night when I was half asleep trying to work on this thing, I actually spawned the Orthros in the hangar in this ship, and it fit. They couldn't move, and you couldn't
Yeah.
get it through the door, but it actually fit in the back of this ship.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, like what's next, man? You got more stuff for the Krill line?
Yep, yep. I showed exterior build on a new SV for it, and then I've got this other crazy three-legged spider CV POI killing thing I want to kind of work out the details on and build that up. I think it'll just look scary, shape alone, let alone, you know, textured up like the Kriel stuff.
Mm, that's cool. So like beyond Krill, like do you have like a totally different race that you're looking at maybe jumping into? Like another completely different thing? Like maybe representative, maybe like the Talon or something?
I haven't thought about it yet, you know. It'd be nice to switch gears again and try to like come up with something different. But I haven't really thought about it so far on making a like a third race.
Yeah, because like this, you know, this is reminiscent to maybe maybe like Xerax competition or something. Like definitely more darker and even more I don't know. it's definitely mysterious and Xerax, you know. But I mean, it would be cool to have something more, not steampunk, but maybe more I don't know, organic of a race. You know what I mean? Like an organic race that was, you know, kind of like, you know, you look at the Talon and you think more like spiritual, maybe more indigenous, you know what I mean? Something to that effect. Like like you could get away with something really cool. Like I don't know if you you saw that steampunk HV that was on the last designers challenge.
Oh yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
I put that in one of my videos too. That thing's amazing. Did you see the new one made by I think it was NMK 111?
Yeah. No, I did, yeah. There's been some
Those
good
are
stuff, man. There's been some really good stuff as of late coming out of a lot of our guys that are in this challenge, man. I just think it's cool, man. I'm just really happy to see people continuing to make really creative, interesting stuff and really evolve, you know, their building. By just kind of sharing. I mean, that's all we're really doing, you know. I mean, you could send a link in the Discord and say, "Hey, this is my new build. Check it out." I don't know how many people probably click on it, let alone spawn it in the game or whatever. But you know, when we're doing these challenges, like you're really seeing everybody's work firsthand, and I gotta say that's what I enjoy most. Like I just like seeing all these cool things.
Oh yeah.
As Carly asked, question for JRandall. What would you choose for an XCal rebound challenge?
Excalibur rebound challenge.
So yeah, just to put clarity. So we have the designers challenge every month, right? We have the masters challenge. We've now created a challenge where basically the community challenges me to build something for the month. And yeah, so we're kind of putting ideas out there. So like this month I have to build a mech. So that's this month's is a mech. So I'm building a mech. Yeah, so different stuff like that. That's what they're asking.
I don't know. I think you ought to build it like a Smurf village or something.
What? Of all the things, yeah, let me go do that.
Yeah, you could have flowers in there too, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, something that totally doesn't function at all, because I'm just trying to get you away from all this function and just go totally art.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about a Smurf village. What about? Yeah. Okay. I hear you.
I will think on it. If I have an idea, I'll let you know there.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Smurf village.
I don't even know. I won't even. It would be a fun project, wouldn't it? Because I would have to like reference, see what a Smurf village actually looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's pretty dated. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, the other thing I saw just released, I was the first one to probably freaking see the thing, is Salusticor revealed his Millennium Falcon starter CV. If you saw that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got to take a look at the workshop again. It's been a couple days, but yeah, I did see that that new SV from NMK 111. That is goes exactly with the other steampunk one. Looks awesome.
Oh yeah, no, just some amazing stuff coming from all angles. It's nuts. All right, does anybody have? I guess floor's open. Anybody else have any questions for JRandall there?
Highlander said you need to do a motorbike workshop.
God, here we go.
Autograph. No need here.
That's actually a suggestion in the rebound challenge from Pear. Make a very early game cheap HV with 2 green HV engines, no moto.
Oh jeez.
It's literally the only thing that was ever made a prefab of my workshop. It's I've already done that. It's a frame lock. That is my answer to the motorbike. It's equally inefficient and clumsy, but you can actually make it yourself.
Annie would like an autograph. Doing Noodles asking, does he sleet, eat, or drink?
I do actually. I've been trying to take it in stride, you know. So it's like if I get a couple free
Uh-oh.
got a couple hours free a day, I'll like mess with whatever I'm working on and kind of call it good. But I'm trying. Some days I freak out and put in more time than that, though. Other days, not at all.
So how are you I'm a horrible pilot, we all know this. So how are you balancing your cuz I mean before you were building, right? You were just building, but now you're actually recording, you're editing, you're putting your stuff on YouTube and stuff. Like how much of that process is I guess maybe taking away from building, or maybe like has it changed the process to be more work, or is it still cool? Like you're still fine with it?
Well, I'm trying to find a balance, and obviously, my videos are kind of cheap. I mean, I really haven't been doing like editing or fancy graphics. I learned how to do it. It's just it all takes time, and I want to be building more than making videos, I guess. But um, so I'm just trying to find a good balance, you know, where it's I got enough time and I'm not like stressed out trying to get everything done all the time. So I've been a little bit cheap on the videos. I could, you know, spend a lot more time and try to get them all fancy and stuff. And someday I probably will try to put more effort into that. But right now it's just kind of like I'll record something, usually unedited, for 10, 15 minutes and kind of show what's going on at the time. And that doesn't take a whole lot of time out of my day to do that.
Yeah, it's a process. It's so I deal with the same thing. YouTube is rough. Editing is rough. It's just it's almost it's almost as bad as putting stuff on the workshop. Like it's a lot of work, and
It is.
it's frustrating because it's not fun for me. I don't enjoy that. I don't I used to. I think once upon a time I used to enjoy doing like video editing and when I was making interesting stuff. Or that's back when like like Red versus Blue started, and I used to watch a lot of the um, shoot, what was the guy's name that did the Battlefield 2 machinima stuff? Um,
Mm.
but anyway, yeah, just stuff like that was cool because it was real funny and it was really original at the time. Nobody was really doing that, and I think it's Cold Frost or something. I don't know, but yeah, so like. But now it's like, nah, it's a lot. And like my last two Let's Play videos of that Let's Play I did, I tried to kind of do some stuff, and it was just hours and hours of work. And I just, yeah, I mean, you just don't always have time for that. And then you really get away
Yeah.
from building, right?
Well, true. I mean, you know, if I would chill out on building, the problem is here and there I get these ideas. Like I'll just like randomly a thought comes in my head, and I'll think about it for a couple days, and it's like, man, I want to try it just to see what happens. And if I happen to like it, or think it has potential, then I'll like keep on wanting to build it. But I might already have like two or three other things I'm already building at that time, and that's kind of how I am now. I'm trying to get something built for this month's challenge, the PvP Class 3 challenge, and I also got this other Kriel ship, and I've got this other Kriel ship, and I've got this other thing, and then I've got some other things that I haven't like revisited in a long time that I meant to get back to, but they're still sitting there like undone. So it's just like, oh boy.
Yeah. Well,
Got a
Doom
few
just said he would.
questions.
Doom just offered to
I,
edit for
I,
both of
I
us.
oh,
So,
that,
done deal. All right, Doom.
that would be sweet. Trust me, I editing's not so bad. It's just like trying to get. I don't know. It all takes time, and it really does. And the better job you do with it, the more time it usually takes.
Guy Mash, thanks for
What
that sub, man.
couple of questions Bone was about to jump
Sorry,
in, but
sorry.
I've beaten into the draw. Stupid says, JR, where did you get the ideas of this series? Was there a lore you thought of or taken from? And the other one from Annie was, JRandall, will you come and play in season 3 on the Anvil?
Okay, well, on the first question, I had I don't know if any of you ever like got into like I don't know, World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3, like the old RTS game, or or that, but there was a necro race in those games, and they kind of had this sort of coloring and style to them. And that was something I was thinking about when I was coming up with this. However, I experimented with like when I built the first Kriel ship, I tried red, I tried orange, I tried blue, I tried green, I tried a bunch of different colors to see what I liked the best. And why I ultimately ended up picking the purples is because some of the parts have purple lights on them, and the darker tones look black when it's night, and I like that look the best, I think, out of what I tried. On the second question, I really want to. I really want to. I'd like to like just play the game again, and I think it would be helpful for me too because it's been a long time since I really tried to play it. And but I always get so I always got these projects, and it's like, man, I got to get this done, so I freak out, and then it's like, and then I stop playing. But I will on this third season. Tell you what, I will definitely play, and I'll like play and try to get far when I actually do this time.
Like past level 10 or?
Yeah, yeah. I hit level 10. Well, basically what happened is I meant to play it some more, but I was like in between. I was really busy at the time, and then I got in, and like everything that I had was gone.
Yeah.
One day, and then I was just like, oh man, I got nothing.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we had issues
So I
with the
was just
server.
like, well, yeah. So I'm like, what do I do now? And then I ran into this problem where I didn't have like the starter parts, so I couldn't rebuild a base because I didn't have a core, but I couldn't build a core because I didn't have the other thing. And I was like, oh man, I don't even know how to get going again.
So it was Obsidian's fault, is what you're saying? Okay.
Oh no, it's
I
just
gotcha.
it was.
Nah,
Then of course, you know what typically always happens. This is why I don't play mini games at all, at least lately, is because I'm always building stuff.
well, that's it too, and I agree. Like you'll play, and especially if you haven't played in seriously, you probably haven't played in what 4 patches? What Alpha 7? Maybe?
Yeah, Alpha 5 and 6 is when I actually played the game, and then I started building around an Alpha 6 time frame, and then I got addicted to building and pretty much stopped playing the game at that point in time.
Yeah, so see, that's it. Like, you start playing and then you just get ideas. And I'm the same way. Like, I'll play with my early vessels and then I'll realize, like, I could do something better. I could do this better. I could solve this issue better. There's new issues to solve. There's new this and that. And it's really just an inspiration to go back into creative. I get that. But definitely, when you actually play the game and you actually use your vessels, you learn so much about what little things that you need to look for design wise and
Mm-hmm.
even strategy wise as far as cargo and as far as production and just all these little things that you don't catch in creative.
Oh yeah, no, I can see that. Even when I first started out, I used prefab SVs or whatever early on, and then I decided I'm going to build my own finally after I kind of understood how it works. And my first ship sucked. I mean, they really did. I flew into a POI and that they blew up the cockpit, and I died, and my stuff's all laying there. So it really sucked. And then I built a little bit better ship, and then I learned to bring spare parts. So I'd have like a backup core, backup thrusters, backup
Pug with the
everything I
epic
could like
bits.
dump in the thing.
Damn,
Because
dude, thank
undoubtedly
you.
the thing would get hammered, and I would
Holy
be
crap.
stranded somewhere, and at least I could put it back together and get back to my base.
Yeah. Freaking Pug just laid down the epic bit hammer. That's awesome, sir. Thank you.
Not 100% sure how I feel about the shield. I like the idea of it, I guess. But then it's like, I would envision myself playing currently, if I wanted to attack a POI, either using
Dude,
a
that's
tank
awesome.
or a SV, I would do hit and runs. I would,
You broke up there. You do hit and runs and what? Mic check, mic check. Can you guys hear me? Mic check. Pug broke the whole stream with that, dude. He killed it. Jet Set, Bone Dog, you can hear me? You guys hear me in the stream? Yeah, it looks like we lost Discord. Hold on. Mic check. Mic check.
Oh, hey, I'm back. Can you hear me again?
Cool. Yeah, I can hear you. Cool. Freaking Pug with the epic bits, dude. Yeah, dude. You said shield, and then you said something about drive-bys or something. What'd you say? You said something.
Oh, but basically, I was saying with a shield, if I was going to play the game, I think if you had a carbon substrate little ship with guns on it, and you had a shield, you could run in, you could like shoot a few turrets, maybe try to take them out, and then fly away out of range, let the shield charge up again, and then come back in and do the same thing.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's just like, well, why would you really need some crazy, beefy, hardened ship when you could kind of cheat and do it that way?
Oh, and that's yeah, dude. That's a big thing right now in multiplayer. I mean, in PvP, SVs are just incredibly OP. You could take out CVs with an SV easy, no problem. So I mean, it's something that needs to be addressed. They'll work. I'm sure they'll work on it. I'm sure they'll balance it eventually. But I think right now they're more interested in throwing out new equipment, putting it in the game, and then trying to fix it after, which I'm actually cool with. I think the reason why we haven't gotten a lot of stuff is, frankly, they're afraid of putting it out and us losing our minds. So to me, this docking thing, this HV to SV docking, I think that they said something about it and everybody flipped out and just went nuts. So oh god, it'd be better if you did CV to CV. It'd be better if you did this. But what about HVs in space? And what's the point of that? And blah, blah, blah. And it's like, just let them put it out and let's address those issues and build on it. But at least let them put it out so we could actually test it in a game. Let's stop theorizing things in chats and making them feel like, all right, well, forget it. We don't want to put this stuff out. Let's just try to get the game. Because that's the thing. I mean, for us, we play and we design and we build, and that's our inspiration to play the game. For them to design the game, they've got to be inspired to want to do that too. And if they're getting nothing but negative flack for all the decisions they're making, we're not really an effective tool for them as far as testing.
Right.
So Lusticore wants to know if all of your builds make it to the workshop, or do some go straight to the graveyard?
Oh, a lot go to the graveyard.
They go into my workshop, actually. All of his bad builds are actually my builds, guys.
Here and there, I get a crazy idea. I want to try to build something. A lot of the time, it doesn't. I don't like it. I'm just like, and then I just like, never mind. In my experience with the game, if I don't like something right off the gates or it's fixable, it takes far longer to like texture and detail and build the interior than it does to just lay out like a base idea for the body. So I'll just stop it there and not waste any more time on it.
Well, that's a good question I have too. Like, at what point do you that's a two-part question. The first question is, at what point do you know that you've reached the point of no return and you got to give up on this thing? And then the second thing is, when you start to do you ever compromise with your builds? Do you ever look at something and go, I've messed with this a lot, let's just leave it and carry on to something else? Or do you backtrack as far as you need to go to get it right again, if that makes sense?
Yeah, no, it does. And it's, well, on the first part of that, trying to think here. I guess I don't know when the trigger goes off in my head, when it's just like, nah, I'm done with this. It's just, if I had something in mind, it's not coming out right. I don't like the shaping on it, and I only got maybe an hour into it. And what I say on my videos too is I usually like to lay down 1,000 blocks on a build. Now, a lot of these blocks get blown away and changed and removed. So, but a stack of like 1,000 blocks. And if I look at it after I'm done with that, and I'm like, then I usually end up abandoning it, unless there's some weird potential to make it work again. But on the other part, I try not to compromise at all. I mean, I when I first build a ship, like if different stages of this ship being built, the body looked different than it does now. The whole front was different. The sides were different. It's just like I'll look at it and I'm like, well, what do I like about it? What do I not like about it? And then I start hitting the areas that I don't like, or try to smooth them out. And this ship, actually, it grew larger. It started out being almost half the size, and I kept on
Uncle, thanks for
stretching
that
it
follow,
out
man.
and doing other big things with it until I'm like, okay, it's finally starting to look right. So I try not to compromise, and then I try to go through each room and I try to make it so it's at a particular detail range, I guess. So it like stands out. There's always something to look at. You're never looking at like a big flat boring area, even though if the other side of the room's all detailed and fancy, if the other side is blah, then I'll try to address that and then just keep on tweaking and tweaking and tweaking until it's eventually done.
Yeah, right on. I mean, and I think, from what I'm seeing, you could look at a lot of the deco blocks and probably assume a lot of those are going to become functional blocks, which I'm excited for.
Radar.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. No, that would be cool. If honestly, like if we had relay points and we were able to transfer ore and cargo and stuff across like a network of teleportation, wireless connections, whatever you want to call them, that would be kind of cool to make something. It would justify making multiple bases because then you'd kind of have like relay hubs and that could be cool. But I think really the whole thing with this game is that they just need to make the game interesting beyond level 10, and I think we're still not there yet. I need more content. I don't know how to do it. Like I don't even have the answer for him. It's kind of a hard thing because a lot of the reason I play this game personally is building. I can't say that if there was, pre-made vessels like Osiris, like if I'd still be here. So, and unfortunately, I mean, that's, games like that, they have a limited replay value. But when you have building the way Empyrean has building, that's what gives you that replay value. And that's why I have 3,000 plus hours in this game, because the building is just so much fun, because it's really just endless, the creativity you can have in this game. And when you see other people putting out stuff that's just way different than what you're doing, and they're all of the same game and they all use the same blocks and tools, and it's really inspiring. And I just wish that the game had a way to incorporate that in a meaningful way. And I guess I wish the building wasn't completely separated from the gameplay, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
do you
it
see
does.
yourself ever playing survival and actually building something in survival and making it a part of your gameplay? Like, does that appeal to you? Because it doesn't really appeal to me too much. Just because you're removed from the game. Like when I go, like I did it on a Let's Play a couple Let's Plays ago. I only built in the game, and we built a hover vessel. We built a CV, and I felt pretty separated from the gameplay. And even with the CV, I actually did the CV in my Anvil build series. We still did it in the game in survival, but it was a whole separate episode because I wasn't connected to the gameplay anymore. I was really just kind of building, and it was weird. I don't know.
That's what happens to me too. I'll start, early on, getting started up and getting some resources, and I build something, and then it's just like, and then I'm like, well, geez, I need a miner, or I need this, or I want something. And if I start building it, then it's just like the game just kind of goes away, and now I'm building, and then I'm like, well, why am I suffering inside of survival without all the creative tools if I'm going to be building?
Yeah. No, for real. It's and I've tried to put myself in a position like in the Let's Play where it's like I'm building out of necessity. I still try to make it look good, but essentially it served a purpose, and that was cool. It was okay. It was fun. I mean, it was rewarding in a sense because they did work in the game, and but at the same time it wasn't part of the game. It wasn't fluid and a part of the game. And like especially, my whole argument with the mini bike, right? With the motorbike in the beginning of the game. you know, they've created these freaking Pug with the gift subs, man. Nice. Oh, dude, freaking epic! Shout out to Pug, dude. That is awesome. Welcome everybody. That's cool, man, dude. Thank you, Pug.
Welcome to XBC.
That's awesome. Like my thing with the motorbike, right? With the tier 1 hover vessel parts, they're so expensive that by the time, you know, you've gathered enough, you've pretty much gathered enough to get a tier 5 HV anyway. So why would you ever spawn the tier 1 thing that barely works and has no features, right?
Right. I don't know. I for game, I kind of wish it had, you know, after a little while, you know, you build up the first planet's really cool, especially if it's a new game to you. And you fly around to a couple more planets, it's all neat. And then it's just like, well, what am I doing? You know, do I have any goals? Do I want, you know, is there like some ultimate bad guys or some quest line or something that I should be doing? And you know, some people are into that, like some of my local friends that, you know, do stuff. They're like, well, what do we do now? And I'm like, well, we can go check out this planet. And they're like, why? We already got everything we need. And I'm like, okay. So I think there needs to be like an end game. I mean, like something to do, like a big quest series, and you go out to this really nasty planet eventually that's really battle hardened, and you need good stuff, and then you got to defeat the end guy or something, you know.
Dude, totally. No, I agree. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't, you know, there's a lot of games coming up that look really shiny and interesting, like Starbase and Dual Universe and all these different things. But, you know, and I've said this before, Emperion's been around for years now. You know, they've been very actively developing this game for 4 or 5 plus years, and you know, I'm never going to. Yeah, I'm never going to leave Empyrean. I mean, I love this game just because, you know, now if they ever stop allowing you to build, sure, I'll leave. But despite that, like I'm always going to have a presence in Empyrean. I think I'm always going to have ideas and concepts for wanting to build new things because the developers, for all the wrong turns people say they take, they're working their asses off, and now they've got more people. It was a team of 4. Now I think there's a couple more people doing stuff, and now you have Talon, who's very, very active with the communities and even our community in Discord, talking with us and explaining things, answering questions. So I'm always gonna support a development team that, you know, cares about what they're doing, works really hard at what they're doing to develop something that's you know, and I say this all the time, Empyrean covers all the bases. They just don't cover them very well yet. They cover some bases well, but, you know, they got their hands in everything. Every aspect of survival gameplay and space, and they're there. It's just not developed yet. So, yes, you can go from planet to space to planet, but that trip isn't much fun. It's just literally you kind of going from one place to another. So people are like, yeah, I want to walk. You know, you can walk in Space Engineers. You could walk in these other games and Pulsar and all. You can walk, and that's cool. You know, and maybe they'll get there. But, you know, Space Engineers doesn't have half the building capabilities that this game has. And you know, Pulsar, you're just on a pre-made ship, and you know, all these other games that you can compare to it, Osiris and Avorion and all these other games, there's aspects that they just don't have. They're one subsection of a space game, whereas an Empyrean is boldly trying to cover everything they possibly can, and I guess try to progress it slowly. And trust me, it's been what, 5 plus years, right? But as long as they're actively putting out patches like this, I don't see why you would ever turn away, right? I just don't understand it. You know, there's sorry, I'm monologuing here. Go ahead.
No, it's an awesome building game. I would like to see them do a lot more with space because I find space really boring. You fly out there and it's like, man, I want to get into dogfights. I want like some nice, good old freelancer action with these ships. You know, you're building all these wonderful ships. It'd be fun to like use them like a ship and do stuff like that. You know, getting serious like combat in space and whatnot. or even like pick up missions. Like say you need to make like there's some kind of currency that you need to buy very special parts or something like that in the game. You could go take on missions to go kill the bad guys over here or bring something back or who knows what, and get paid for that, and then you could go buy something with it that you could put on your ship. I think that would be a lot of motivation right there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there definitely needs to be a lot of like internal PvE content, but I think also a big thing that they really need to work on is fleshing out the piloting. And when I say piloting, I don't even mean performance. I mean logistics. I mean interface. You know, you have, you know, you're the pilot, and you know, if I'm the pilot and I want to retarget my turrets to hit the bad guys' generators or hit the bad guys' other turrets, I literally have to press the P menu and go out of gameplay to then do these things while my ship stops. Or maybe I go on autopilot first, but it's definitely just a free wait at that point. It's, you know what I mean? Like, give us the ability to program our belt. Give us the ability to do these things, you know, in pilot mode. Even it could be like signal logic, but I will compare to Space Engineers because they actually have this where you can actually program your belts up to 9 belts to really have pretty much anything you want. You could turn on and off this, you could turn these on, you could make these passive, you could make these weapons active, you could, you know. So it seems like it could be an easy thing to fix. Not easy, but at least as easy as anything else they've done. But boy, would it just make piloting so much more immersive if you were able to, you know, actually do stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I would like a ship or any kind of vehicle to like drive and fly and feel good. You know, like it feels right, like you're in a real machine. And right now, one of the things I don't like, you know, even I like SVs a lot in the game, but you know, when I'm attacking POIs, you know, I'm just like hovering there and I'm kind of lining up and shooting a couple rockets at the, you know, the turret or whatnot, and it's just like it doesn't have any feel to it. It's just so
You feel like you're out of the game, right? That's the same thing I'm always saying.
yeah.
Like, you're not immersed in the game, whereas with an HV, you're at least on the ground. You got Xerax shooting you, you got the base shooting at you, you're maneuvering around twigs that stop you in your tracks. I mean, there's at least something there kind of keeping it a little bit dangerous. But yeah, you're right. Like, a 45-degree angle overlooking a POI is about the most boring thing I could think of.
It is kind of boring.
It's not fun.
It doesn't, and it's just like, you know, you just kind of face it, and you know, I don't know, there's no real strategy. You know, something else I love to see in the game too is a bomb. Believe it or not, I'd love to drop a bomb out of a ship on a POI or something. I think that
with targeting, that would be so cool. Yeah. Some kind of like limited targeting capability where, like, you know, I mean, now I've already thought of a build for that. Have a build where you can, you know, you can look down and there would be like a secondary crosshair or something, or make it so that like the cockpit could turn like 90 degrees downward and you would have a different crosshair looking down for the bomb and be able to like drop it. Like, oh, that would be so cool, man. I would love that.
There's a huge amount of potential in the game, though. I mean, that's what attracted me to it in the first place. Now, I mean, for gameplay wise, I'd probably like the like 7 Days to Die probably a little better. It's a little more intense. You know, I spend a lot less time building and more time surviving. But in this game, I love the building aspect of it. So, and I don't know of another game that kind of hits what this one does. Like Space Engineers, you know, I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I've seen some pretty cool things on YouTube built for it. It looks like it's got some parts that this game could use, like tracks and wheels and things.
Decoy blocks. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, and it's funny because if they ever opened modding for this game, like active modding in the workshop, like, dude, this game would be insane. If they allowed modders to come in and do the things that we're talking about to make like tactical nukes and make, you know, whatever, like freaking dropping, you know, bombs on stuff. I mean, that's all stuff, you know, that could essentially get made and be really cool. Like new blocks, new just cosmetic stuff. Give us 20 different looking advanced constructors. Give us, you know, a different looking deconstructor. I mean, I feel like you would probably jump into you know, 3DFX or something and make a new advanced constructor. Have a JRandall
People
mod line,
this
you know?
game just mod in it.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
god, it would be so cool.
It would be cool. I mean, with the other game I used to make stuff for, and that was Unreal Tournament and a few different versions of that. That was all like level design stuff, and you could, make anything you wanted, and you'd bring in your own textures and whatever. So you had a lot of options. In this game, I would love to like replace the textures. I mean, there are some textures I like, and there's a whole bunch that
Texture
I
packs.
just
Oh my
I
god.
just will never use.
You could
Um,
imagine a texture pack. Oh, see, that's the thing. It's like for me, right? Like you look at yourself and you look at me and you look at a lot of people in this community that are building vessels, and we enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, we are actually making content for Elion. They're your ships are prefabs. They're a part of this game. And so they have that at their disposal. They now have really amazing looking content that essentially didn't it was no time wasted for them. You know what I mean? That was you on your own time doing that and enjoying it and getting a kick out of it. Why not do that for mods? You know what I mean? Like that's just more content that they can pull from and go, oh shit, I never even thought of that. That's a really cool idea. Check out this mod, let's add this to the game and let's do this and that, and it's like, to me, it's a no-brainer. I don't understand why they haven't done it. I don't know if it's because they're worried that modding is going to take the game in a different path than they see. But,
it's in some respects too, it's still an alpha. I mean, things are getting changed all the time, and every time they would, if they make a change like they do sometimes, when you get stuck in, cockpits and things like that, it's going to break all the mods or a lot of the mods, and it's going to be this big cycle. And I think they may want to avoid that, at least at this time. Maybe if they get this game finalized more.
This is where the workshop comes into play. Like they need to fix the workshop.
Yeah.
How hard would it be to when you upload a mod to the workshop? It has a timestamp, like a patch stamp. So okay, I put out this mod at 10.5. Now when 10.6 drops, all of the mods are going to be labeled as prior patch or whatever. And as a modder, you have to physically update that mod and check a box saying this is approved for 10.6. I have fixed this. And then that way, it's on the modders. If the modder doesn't update the mod and you launch the game and the mods go, just like in Conan, like these other games, the mods are out of date or you're out of date with the mod or whatever. That would take the pressure off of Elion being chastised for bad mods. There's ways to do it. There's got to be ways to do that as a coder to make that to where it's a third party edition and your hands are clean as far as things getting messed up. I just think it's something that's way more benefit than hassle for me.
Well, in the short term, something Elion could do, I think they really need to, is they want POIs. They want more POIs for the game. POIs can take a lot of work, just like anything else building in the game, depending on what you want for it. And you got no way to release those. Like I discovered that with the POI for the Masters Challenge. It's just like, I can't publish this to the workshop. And there's no easy way to get that into your game either. If the game had an interface, first you could put them on the workshop. Second, it was a like built-in interface without like editing files and things to like, hey, I want this in my game. When I spawn a new world, it'll randomly put this somewhere. That would be cool. Then I think a lot of people would start to make POIs.
Yeah, totally. So Talon's in chat here. He said, because at the moment we are laying somewhere else at the moment with the mods, but updating the workshop is planned when the game is released. Okay, so there is plans to kind of fix the workshop, and because that's been a thing, and the workshop is like directly connected to this game in a way that a lot of games aren't connected to the workshop. And it's because it's 100. This game drives so much creative content, and it's so much of the game for people to share their builds, and you know, a lot of these builds make the game more playable and more enjoyable for everybody, you know, because you know, there's people that build and there's people that like to use builds, you know. So for all the 3,700 followers that JRandall has, you know, those guys like to see these builds and, you know, what's out there. So it's, you know, it's definitely something that drives a lot of the playability of the game is the workshop. And there's just little things that can be fixed, like the search parameters. You know, if I upload a new vessel, I need to check boxes saying this thing is for level 10, this thing is HV, this thing has a warp drive, this thing has, you know what I mean? Like, it would be cool to be able to search, and then as a user, I could then say HV, warp drive, unlock level 10, go, and it's only going to show me the builds that meet those parameters. Just little things like that will open up, you know, there's thousands of builds in the workshop that you've never seen before, because it's almost impossible to find them unless you sift through like hundreds of hours of stuff, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, I even found a problem with that too. It's like sometimes I don't know, you know, I'm told to go check out a ship, and I know the author name, but I can't search for the author on the workshop. That kind of sucks.
That's
and then
nuts.
it's just like,
that is nuts. Yeah, like I could literally type your name into the workshop and not get you at all.
right.
Like hold on. That's interesting. Let me try that. Let's see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think there's
so here we are, right? Oh, who's this JRandall guy I'm hearing so much about? He's got amazing stuff. Like, it's like, okay, Strat Calibers by Strated, Captain Caveman, Iconics, Groovin. I don't see JRandall anywhere.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I never actually searched for myself on there. So I was actually seeing quite a few builds that were some variation.
Oh no, wait. No, wait. Oh, look, here's the Cerberus NG. That's a JRandall build, right? No, that's by Myrmidon, who did a update of one of yours. And look, he was nice enough to put a little link there for you. Oh, here's JRandall. Look at that. You know what I mean? So that was a user that actually did that as a courtesy for you know what I mean? That's nuts, dude. You've got 3676 followers, man, and I can't find you on the workshop unless I know one of your builds or you're on the front page. So right? You being the most popular designer, imagine just your average builder. Just imagine somebody that's really good that you've never heard about, or imagine, you know,
it's rough.
You're never gonna see these guys' builds, you know. I mean, it's frustrating, and as a player in the game, you know, you do want some of that recognition. You do want to be like, you know, I spent all this time building this thing. You know, I want people to see it. I want people to enjoy it. And there's probably concepts out there that you and me have never thought of that would just be mind-blowing, and like 10 other builds would come out of that concept. Talon, thanks for that sub, dude. That's awesome, man. Oh, Bone Dog with the gift sub, dude. Thank you, Bone Dog. That's badass. Welcome to XBC, Talon. That's awesome.
Yeah, the workshop is a tough place. So especially if you're new and whatnot, and people don't know you, or they're not following you. All I can say is, I mean, put your heart and soul into something and take a good blueprint picture, because I mean, if you see the amount of things that get thrown up daily, if it doesn't stand out, most people aren't going to look at it, even if it's the most coolest thing ever.
No, for sure.
That's a strategy that I was just about to mention to the builders, was stick your name somewhere in your description text. That's what that search is picking up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. Pear does that. Pear is really good at that. He always makes his stuff Pear, and then he puts like CV, HV, SV in it. Now that's actually the only thing you can search for is the vessel type. But yeah, no, nothing else, dude. Unlock level, you know, equipment, just combat steel, armor, you know, just like there's a lot of things that I want to know. Like when I first came back to this game, been a year and a half ago, I came back and I was looking for stuff. I was looking for builds. I was interested with the workshop, and I was So I was looking up Unlock 7. I would just type Unlock 7, and a few people would put that in their titles. And, you know, I found different little builds and everything. And then, you know, that's when I stumbled on your early stuff. I stumbled on piston stuff, sieges, 0G, you know, Kiev stuff, just different builds and stuff, like interesting stuff like that. And that's how I got interested in building. You know, I saw some of Super Killen's early stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, from there I just started building slowly. I started modifying first. A lot of people do that when they start building. They just modify
I
stuff.
did
So
too.
yeah, so you take like a JRandall SV and you gut it, and you figure it out, and you go, how did he do this? How did he do that? And you make little interesting LCDs and stuff, and then you get brave and you actually try to build something, and then yeah, you just kind of go from there.
No, you know, I don't think I have it anymore, but you wouldn't believe the first, I think it was the first CV I wanted to build. And I had the idea of legs then again, you know, my
Yeah,
earlier stuff had a lot of legs. Um, and oh my God, it was horrible looking. It was like these square, like 4 little leg things. And it was just like, oh my God, that sucks. And then it's
yeah.
like, I don't know. It takes a lot of time to figure it out.
Well, it's just getting comfortable with the blocks. I mean, the blocks are essentially your pencil, right? So, you know, as an artist, if you're drawing something, right, if you can draw, you know, the pencil is your tool, and
Hmm.
as long as you can envision what you want to draw, you can more or less get the pencil to do your bidding, right? Like it'll more or less, you know, work with you in this and that. We don't have that. We're not on a tablet with a smart pencil or whatever. We're not able to just draw ships, right? So we draw with blocks. So if you
Right.
know all the shapes you have, you can actually envision what you can do. If it's you envisioning the overall idea, or if you solving little issues and little sub quadrants of the build, once you understand the blocks and how they work, you know what you're capable of doing. And then it really opens up, and that's how you start being able to build better. Is, you know, just by knowing the tools you have. If you don't know what the tools you have, you could plot it out with basic blocks and then go, I don't know what these shapes do, especially with all the new ones. But it just takes working those shapes and getting used to the few planes, transition planes that they really have, right? And then, you know,
Hmm.
you get to your point where you're going beyond the 2 or 3 transition planes, and you're like making subplanes with different curves and stuff, and inner layers of them interlocking together, and flat, medium, and big. And no, but
It's
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 it's it's a gradual step, you know. It's a, you know, and I think everybody will get there if they just continue to build.
Yeah. No, early on, I mean, when my first build stuff, I used like 45 angle block and like square blocks, and that's pretty much what I was building with. And then I've seen like some prefabs have these like nicer angles on them. I'm like, how did they do that? You know, and then I finally learned how to what blocks those were and how they need to be arranged, and that was like a huge epiphany. And then I decided to build the mana core.
Yeah,
my,
yeah.
my my first ship that actually
That was your
did it.
breakthrough.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
That
your
that was my
breakthrough.
breakthrough.
Yeah, that was big, definitely. All right, guys. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this stream, man. That was a lot of fun, dude. I appreciate you letting me help you premiere that. That was a lot of fun for the community, I think.
I know I appreciate it. That is cool. And by the way, my plan is to have this ship released tomorrow on the workshop. So I got to take more screenshots and build a post and all that fun stuff yet.
Ooh, I don't envy you.
No,
I hate that process now. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah. Just, yeah, I mean, so everybody just, I guess, you know, don't stop building. Don't worry about the workshop. Don't worry about the down votes. You know, just you know, show it off in the Discord. Everybody that's here, you guys have access to the Discord down below. Links are there. All the new members of XBC, you guys have full access to everything. We have our Empyrean server right now. That's in season 2. It's in the middle of it, and season 3 is gonna be pretty soon here in October. We're building that up, so hope everybody can join us. Yeah, next Saturday we're gonna be doing the Master Challenge POI run-throughs. So JRandall's got one that he put in. We got a lot of really cool POIs that we're gonna be going through next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. It should be a lot of fun. But yeah, that that was it, guys. So check that out tomorrow. The Kriel Overseer War Carrier. Freaking that's gonna be awesome, guys. I hope you guys enjoy that build. Look forward to seeing a lot more stuff, of course, from JRandall, and really from all you guys, man. Check out all the stuff. Check out the workshop content channel in the Discord, and support everybody in this community. If there's something you like, give it a thumbs up. That's the only way that a lot of times, unfortunately, that it's seen, because it gets to the front of the page and other people can see it. And you know, just definitely support people that are taking the time to do these builds, and you know, yeah. Thanks a lot to freaking Pug, freaking with the gift subs, and the to the freaking Bone Dog. You know, everybody that bid it today. Freaking awesome, man. JRandall, thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Bone Dog, Jet Set, appreciate the support. Catch you guys on the next one. Let's actually let's freaking raid somebody. We got a lot of people in here. Let's raid somebody. Give somebody. Let's see who else is playing Empyrean right now.
Well, anyway, hey, see you later, all. I sorry I didn't get to a lot of the comments in there. It's I was trying to keep up, but I failed. But hey, see you later, all. Have a good weekend.
Later, bro.
Thanks again, Jeff.
Look at this guy. SBS server. Got Castle here. Alien Dungeons. And this guy's actively in a POI right now. Let's hit up Castle.
SBS server? That's
All right, guys, load up, man. We're gonna kill this guy with some raid love.
Welcome to XBC.
Nice. Wow, appreciate that sub, man. Welcome. Oh, that was a gift sub from Pug, dude. Freaking awesome. Dude, freaking Pug, man. That's awesome. Thank you, sir. All right, let's do it.
With friends, you know, you can just pop on, even if you don't want to play, you can just